Have you ever wondered how you can get a perfectly clear phone call in the middle of a packed concert or a sports stadium? It's not magic, I promise you. It's all thanks to a clever set of invisible rules. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most important rules of them all, one that helped build our modern connected world, TDMA.
Okay, so let's just think about the core problem for a second. If thousands of phones in one small area all tried to transmit on the same frequency at the exact same time, well, it would just be a garbled mess of static. Total chaos. So how on earth do you organize all that traffic?
Well, the solution has a name: multiple access protocols. The best way to think about them is like traffic cops for the airwaves. They're just a set of really smart rules designed to do one thing: bring order to that chaos when everyone wants to talk at once. And one of the most important, one of the foundational traffic cops is TDMA. That stands for Time Division Multiple Access. And it's a brilliant solution because it's based on a rule we all learned in kindergarten: taking turns.
So, here's the more technical definition. TDMA is a digital technology that lets a bunch of different users share a single channel by dividing access based on time. And that's the key word you really need to remember here. The resource we're slicing and dicing is time itself. But let's forget the jargon for a sec. At its heart, the idea is so simple. TDMA is basically a timeshare for a radio frequency. You get your little moment to talk, then I get my moment, then the next person gets theirs. It all happens on the same channel, one after another, so incredibly fast you'd never even notice.
So how does it actually pull this off? It's surprisingly simple. First, the network takes the time on a frequency and divides it into these repeating chunks called frames. Then, each of those frames gets sliced up even smaller into multiple time slots. Your phone gets assigned a specific slot, it sends its data in a super quick burst, and then it just waits for its turn to come around again in the next frame. That's it.
Now, you might be thinking, is taking turns the only way to solve this problem? And the answer is no, absolutely not. TDMA actually has a couple of technological siblings that use totally different rules for sharing. So let's see how they all stack up. With FDMA, it's pretty straightforward. It's like giving everybody their own private radio station on a slightly different frequency. Then you have CDMA, which is kind of wild. It's like everyone talking all at once, but each person is speaking a different language, so the tower can still pick out each individual conversation. And then there's our star, TDMA, the polite one. Everyone shares the one station, but they take turns to speak.
You know, in the world of engineering, there's no such thing as a perfect solution. Every clever idea comes with trade-offs, and TDMA is no exception. This whole taking turns approach has some amazing strengths and also a few tricky challenges. Okay, let's start with the good stuff. The biggest pro for TDMA is its flexibility. This is huge. Let's say you need to send a big file, like a photo. Well, the network can just say, no problem. You need more bandwidth? We'll give you 2 or 3 time slots in each frame instead of just one. This ability to boost data speeds on the fly made it incredibly efficient and a real cornerstone of digital mobile tech. And when we say high data speeds, we really mean it. A TDMA system can, in theory, hit data speeds of up to 120 megabits per second. That's a massive amount of information, all being perfectly coordinated just by having everyone take their turn really, really fast. It's pretty incredible when you think about it.
But here's the catch. For this whole time slot dance to work, your phone and the cell tower have to be in perfect sync. We're talking microsecond precision. Managing that timing is complex, and it actually uses up a little bit of the data capacity just to coordinate everything. We call that overhead. And of course, there's the obvious problem. Just like a sold-out concert, if all the time slots are already taken by other people, your call gets blocked.
So, when you put it all together, what's the lasting impact of this technology? Let's talk for a minute about the legacy of TDMA, because it truly did shape the world we're all living in right now.
The most important thing to take away is that TDMA was a critical stepping stone. It was one of the key technologies that proved that a digital cellular network was even possible. It paved the way for the smartphones we carry around and the constant connectivity we all just take for granted now. Seriously, without TDMA, the mobile revolution could have looked completely different.
And this quote really just says it all, doesn't it? It's robust and it's efficient. TDMA was this powerful, practical solution to what seemed like a massive technological problem. And its core principles of sharing through structure are still influencing how we design networks today.
Which, it leaves us with one final big question. TDMA was the genius solution that solved the problem of crowded airwaves for its generation. But today, our digital world is becoming infinitely more crowded, with smart devices, virtual reality, data flying everywhere. It really makes you wonder, What new, even more clever invisible rules are we going to have to invent next to keep it all from falling into chaos?